we begin with some breaking news this hour. According to the Moroccan news site, the 360, Israel has decided to go ahead and recognise Moroccan sovereignty over the disputed Western Sahara region. The news report says that the King of Morocco, Mohammed VI, has received a letter from the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. No confirmation as yet from the Israeli government, but what does this tell us about the growing ties between Israel and Morocco on the day that Israel appointed its first ever military attaché to the country? With me in the studio, Ruth Wasserman-Lande is a former member of the Knesset and former co-chair of the Abraham Accords caucus. Good to see you, Ruth, as always.
Good to see you too.
Our senior diplomatic editor, Owen Alterman, with me in the studio as well. Quite a fast-moving development here. This comes not from the Israeli government, but from the Moroccan side. What do we know so far, Owen?
Right, we're still waiting for comment from the Israeli Foreign Ministry, first of all. We may get some. I'll try to get updated as we go through the conversation.
Sure.
At any rate, look, I don't think this would be unexpected if it's true, Laura. Obviously, in a dispute between essentially Morocco and Algeria, it won't be at all surprising, given current political circumstances, to see that Israel sides with the Moroccans. Of course, the Moroccan government received this as a kind of quid pro quo from the Trump administration at the time of making the normalization with Israel, so it stands to reason that Israel would join with the United States and the number of other countries that have taken Morocco's position in this conflict and formally take a step such as this one. Look, Israel doesn't have a dog in the fight per se on the Western Sahara issue, but given, of course, the importance of relations with Morocco, including security cooperation with Morocco, apropos the appointment of a military attaché, it stands to reason a diplomatic step like this would follow, and it may in fact have been the case.
And we will talk about the military attaché in just a moment. But Ruth, when I have spoken to Moroccans recently, and we've spoken about how the relationship is really blossoming between Israel and Morocco, we regularly see Israeli politicians in Morocco. They have asked, why is it taking so long for Israel to recognise Moroccan sovereignty in the Western Sahara region? What do you think has
Asked
happened?
again and again, and Israel took its time, but it was part and parcel of the Abraham Accords, exactly as my colleague here said. The Trump administration had given a promise, and the Israeli government, when signing the Abraham Accords, that it would recognize the legitimacy of the Moroccan rule over the Sahara Desert. And indeed, there was some tension regarding, from the Moroccan side, of course, regarding why Israel was not going through with this issue. I think it was waiting for a precise moment like this when announcing the appointment of a military attaché. And by the way, the security ties and the military ties between the two countries are extremely strong. They have huge potential. There was a visit approximately 1.5 years ago of the former Minister of Defense, Benny Gantz, in Morocco. That was the first ever visit of a Minister of Defense, an Israeli one, on Moroccan soil. And since then, there's been so many visits by the Chief of Staff and so on. And now that this has been announced, there has to be a kind of a give and take. And that was the give.
Well, I believe we can cross now to Rabat. We're joined by Professor Mohammed Shtatu. Are you there with us, Mohammed? Great to see you again. This is something that you've spoken about a lot in the past. Why is it taking Israel so long? What do you make of these reports?
Well, I think this recognition comes at the right time, because Morocco is trying to organize in the month of September the Negev summit, which is very important at the moment for all the countries that have signed the Abraham Accords. And the Abraham Accords is quite a success. So the recognition of the Moroccan Sahara, or sovereignty over the Moroccan Sahara, is something quite positive that will push the relations forward between Morocco and Israel, but also push forward relations between the rest of the Abraham Accords countries and create what is needed, which is trust. Trust is very important in these relations. Bearing in mind that's what's going on right now between Israel and these countries is quite a success.